Hey, it's the Todd and Erin morning stream on GephartDaily.com. Thanks for joining us.
This is an amazing day. It's International Women's Day.
It is.
I'm watching something on UNICEF right now, which of course is going to make me immediately start crying, but they're interviewing all these beautiful little girls in different places, some of the Muslim countries and some of the countries down in Africa, where these little girls are saying, my dream is to one day go back to school. My dream is to learn how to read. My dream is to learn, be able to vote.
You're going to cry, right?
I know, I'm getting verklempt. I hate this. But it's so incredible to watch because you think of International Women's Day and you think of adult women and, you know, that we've achieved our potential. But what this is really about, I think, is that you're doing this pathway for these children to have a vision of what their life could be and what their life could be for their families. That's so much more than what it is now, where it's just seeking water or, you know, it's going into manual labor immediately or getting married at 8. And I love the concept of this, that there's so much awareness. And it's men like you who are feminists, and I mean this sincerely, and you're a feminist, that are going to make this happen too.
We're going to follow you guys. You know, you guys fight the way, and we'll be behind you on this.
It's so supportive when you put it like that.
It is time for Stick Your Foot All the Way Down Your Throat Day. Jason Chaffetz is the winner today. This is what he said.
Americans have choices, and they've got to make a choice. And so maybe rather than getting that new iPhone that they just love and they want to go spend hundreds of dollars on that, maybe they should invest in their own health care.
I have an iPhone 5, which means I can get sick and live.
Because we've spent all the money on health care. Did you see the reporter's expression too? She was like, oh, she knew he'd stepped in it.
I see that a lot. All right, so in the kitchen the other day, had this idea walking down the meat aisle, and this lady was just staring at a beef brisket and didn't know what to do.
You have a thing for large, unidentifiable cuts of meat, though. I've noticed that in the past.
Primal cuts.
Is that what that is?
So
you come home with something freakish and plastic wrapped, and I just wondered what it was. So
cryovac.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, let's watch.
Hi everybody, Todd here in the kitchen, and today is Beef Brisket 101. Why? Number one, if you've been one of these people who have never done a beef brisket, it's a monster. You've walked down the meat aisle and you've seen it, and every time you think, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Well, here is 3 easy steps to do this. Now, warning, in the English language, there are different phrases that will cause a fight. Number 1 is, which one of my sisters is hottest? Fight. Number 2, I can't believe you voted for blank. Fight. MMA. Octagon stuff. 3 is, how do you cook a beef brisket? And the war will start. People hate me already for doing this video. Okay, so here's the deal. You can smoke them, you can brine them and smoke them. Some people put them in pressure cookers, some put them in the oven, some grill them, see what I mean? Then there's the rub that goes on top, and that's a whole nother fist fight. So today, 3 easy steps to cook the monster I call beef brisket. Step number 1, take the following ingredients and stick them in a bowl. 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, another tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of dry mustard, and 1 bay leaf. All right, it's time for the rub down. As you noticed, I have taken off some of the fat off the top. It's called the mantle. At least that's what I call it. And now you take your rub and you start doing it. You're gonna do this on both sides, and you've noticed that I've dried it off so it doesn't liquefy. Kids like doing this. Make sure they wash their hands, for God's sake. All right, flip it over. And this is step 2, by the way. 2 out of 3. And that's how easy this is going to be. All right, there's the rest. All right, here is step 3. It's a broiling pan. I didn't have one with legs, so I built it up with tin foil. And you simply take the brisket and put it in. Now that was step 3, which includes putting it in the oven. All right, it's in the oven, uncovered at 350 for 1 hour. Then we drop it to 300. We're gonna cover it really tightly, and well, I guess I'll see you in about 8 hours. Okay, I think I really screwed up. In my defense, I've been smelling brisket for over 6 hours. 6 hours! And the news crew, the film crew, they had to go and cover a story, and they left me here alone with it. And,
let me show you.
When I covered it and dropped the temperature to 300, before I did that, I put in some beef broth and water to about 1/2 inch, and this is what we ended up with after 6 hours. This is the beef brisket. And the other thing about the camera crew not being able to come out was, this is the other result, is we have started eating it. Hope you like the recipe. More to come. Todd and Erin, morning stream, GephartDaily.com.
Yeah, I'm right.
What?
People hate me. Facebook Live. Let's see.
Oh, are they criticizing the rub again?
Yeah, it's just like you're an amateur. You don't know what you're doing. Please, Todd, stop trying to do what you can't. And then
It was delicious. Say what you will. It was a delicious brisket.
you're creepy, and we question your IQ. Thanks, Mom.
People feel very strongly about their meats.
Oh, it's
I don't know what the meats issue is about, but it's a big deal.
anything in like getting the smoking things and stuff like that.
The discussion happens.
You're gonna
yes.
have a fight.
And it's animated, and it's like only a savage would
Right.
do that. Only a psychotic human being would believe that you should have, mustard powder. I know.
Speaking of psychotic, Mardi Gras just wrapped up in New Orleans.
I love Mardi Gras.
And we've been down a lot, not during Mardi Gras, and it is crazy still on Bourbon Street.
Always a lot of fun though, and it's great because it's people behaving in ways that you would never see them do at home. But they're wild. They're having a great time. They're throwing things. They're wearing wigs and generally behaving ridiculously. And I'm sorry, but when you've got a hurricane shop where you can go in and you can get a hurricane that tastes just like a Slurpee, we all behave
You're
that way.
wondering why there's a ring. Here's the story. Those people are throwing beads off of balconies, and people down below are going, yeah, throw some beads. And this gentleman from Texas was standing, in this deep crowd, and the beads came flying over, and he grabbed one in the air and stuff, and he went, oh, that's cool, and he walks down the street, down Bourbon Street, or shuffles, because you're like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
He gets about half a block away, and he opens his hand, and that ring is in his hand,
With the beads.
along with the beads.
So apparently when she'd thrown the beads, it had clicked onto a ring
Right.
and pulled it out too. And she's like, my wedding ring is gone. Oh my gosh.
So he
This
tries
poor woman.
tries to turn around, tries to fight his way back, and can't find her. And now he's put this stuff out everywhere. And on Facebook,
I have your ring.
I have your ring. Wants to give it back. So.
If you're missing your ring and you were down at Mardi Gras, and you may not even remember throwing those beads.
Yeah,
because once
that's-
again, those hurricane shops with the hurricane Slurpee things, there's not a lot you remember after that.
I wonder if she remembers she's married. Because Mardi Gras.
Oh, I hope seriously, I really do hope he finds her, because that's awful. Remember that
is.
time I lost that diamond from my ring and I thought I was going to kill myself?
3 times.
Not 3 times.
I
only
found
once.
it 3 times.
You are the epic tale of Todd and the Flashlight. You can hear that on our SoundCloud if
because
you've never
I'm
been there, Todd and Erin.
Still making payments on it, so.
Well, it's
kind
only
of
been 20
important.
years. It's fine.
All right.
All right, moving on, though. Well, let's talk to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. There's a lot going on today. It's brought to you by Robert J. DeVry. Robert J. DeVry has offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy down in St. George as well. You can look him up at robertdevry.com. Also, Brent Brown Toyota down in serving Utah County. They bend over backwards for you. You can go to brentbrowntoyota.com to see some amazing inventory. Daisy, what's going on, my dear?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news on GephartDaily.com. Investigators in Ogden are still trying to determine the cause of a huge fire that destroyed a Monroe Boulevard home and sent a man to the hospital Tuesday night. The fire started just before 6 p.m. after a large explosion blew out the house's roof and walls. Stunned neighbors watched in disbelief as an injured man crawled out a window with his legs on fire. He was rushed to an area hospital. No word on his condition. A leaking gas line appears to be the cause. And the family of Desiree Turner, the Cache County 14-year-old shot in the head and left for dead on February 16th, has released a statement. Desiree is still with us and has made progress, her family says. Her next steps include another surgery and extensive rehabilitation. This will be a battle she fights for a long time, if not for the rest of her life. 2 16-year-old boys have been charged with attempted aggravated murder in the case. It remains to be seen if they'll be tried as adults. And it may soon be legal to conduct research into medical marijuana in the state of Utah. House Bill 130 passed the state Senate Tuesday night by a vote of 23-1. It now returns to the House for a final vote. The bill would legalize the study of cannabis-based products for medical use. Those findings will ultimately be used to determine future medical future marijuana policies in the Beehive State. And on the weather front, some mild temperatures to start your day. 42 degrees this morning along the Wasatch Front, with temps expected to reach the mid-60s later today. That's what's making news right now, Todd and Erin. For more headlines, go to Gebhardt Daily 24/7. We're always open, kind of like 7-Eleven, except you don't have to wear shoes or a shirt for us to serve you. Back to studio.
All right, so speaking of marijuana, why don't you tell us about Nothing Bundt Cakes?
Are you getting the concept of people with the munchies? Is
Well,
that
we
what-
need to get an advertiser like Doritos. but-
At this point, probably.
Cheetos.
Nothing But Cakes is the absolute glorious experience, because if you've never been into 10389 South State Street and tried a Nothing Bundt cake, you do not know how luscious they are. Every imaginable flavor, from chocolate chip to white chocolate raspberry. And the nice thing is that everything's covered in glorious cream cheese frosting, and then you can do flowers and all kinds of pretty balloons or anything you want. And this is actually how bad it gets, because we have friends who have invited us back to dinner 3 times, and each time, because I'm lazy, I just bring a Nothing Bundt cake as the hostess gift. And this last time, one of them actually had too much to drink, and she said, we don't really like you and Todd that much, but we knew you were going to bring one of the cakes, and so we had to have you
We
back.
just wanted to drop it off and leave.
So it's 10389 South State Street in Sandy, the only Nothing Bundt cakes you need to know. Oh, and April delivers up and down the Wasatch Front, so you could actually have the cake delivered and not go do the social obligation.
Did you guys see the CIA, the WikiLeaks?
Wow.
Yeah, and so what they said was, we should talk quietly, that they can spy on you with your smart TV.
Well, it's interesting. It's called the Weeping Angel Program, and they said that it was developed along with the British agency MI5, and it allegedly captures audio but not video after Samsung smart TVs were compromised. Now, according to WikiLeaks, even when the TV appears to be turned off, it operates as a bug, and it can record conversations inside the room and then serve them over the internet to a covert CIA server. It's what they're called as fake-off mode, where the screen appears off and the LED on the front of the set dims as if you turned off the TV, so you think, oh, okay. But nonetheless, the TV will remain on. They say this can also work with tablets and iPhones as well.
Well, Erin and I have set up extra security in our house for this reason.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we have stupid TVs. We don't have a smart TV.
We can't afford one. We have health insurance
We
instead.
are safe. That's the cool thing about it. All
Isn't
right.
that amazing, though, how what they can pull?
We should talk about East High.
This is the coolest thing ever. This makes me so happy and so proud. Here's what's been going on at East High School. There's a huge population of homeless kids there. There's also a lot of
Do you know
immigrants
there's-
who may be heads of their own households as teenagers.
They're talking 80 kids.
That's just for the homeless. That's not even talking about children who are, like, once again, maybe heads of their own households, even as teenagers, or kids who come from poverty-based homes where they may not have access to washers and dryers. So what they did is they recreated 2 of the old locker rooms and made them into these 2 huge living areas where there's showers, there's a washer and dryer so you can do your clothes, there's a telephone in there so you can make calls. They even have a food bank there at the school, and also a clothing center where if you don't have clothing, you can also pick it up. I mean, think about it, because when we were in high school, the only thing you want to do is fit in.
You don't want to smell,
You
that's
wanna
for
be like
sure.
other
And you
kids.
want the clothes to be,
Look the same as everybody else's.
Right.
So I absolutely love the concept of this, and it was the brainchild of the school's PTA, and they basically went out and found sponsors in the community and said, you're going to do this, and they went, we are. But I love the concept, and I'm hoping more high schools would follow suit, because you know how many kids there are out there. And it's not just the homeless. There's so many kids who may not have a strong parenting background where this is important, and they need to have those values.
So that's cool. What a great
I
program.
absolutely love that. So way to go, East High School. That was genius.
I want to show you something here. If you Google Salt Lake City, the picture next to Google Salt Lake City,
It's a really pretty nightscape.
Is
I
that?
think. Yeah. You can see all the buildings.
So
There's
pretty.
the mountains in the back. It's gorgeous.
Or let's say Seattle. What would you expect from Seattle? Something Space Needle.
Obviously, and
the
then
Bay.
the harbor, how beautiful it is.
All right. How about
Very inspiring.
St. Louis? Give me that arch.
Oh, the
there
arch.
you go.
And look at the lights around it. It's just
So when you
beautiful. The
type
Capitol
in-
building.
So when you type in Google, this is the image you see. Chicago. The Windy City.
The
So
rivers
nice.
again.
We've been on that river.
Many times. And the river walk there, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, let's Google Miami. There you go. Warm.
Don't you miss Miami? And
I
look, they've got
do.
the ocean there looking absolutely perfect.
How about the hustle and bustle of New York City?
Always gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. That is absolutely
Right?
gorgeous picture.
Times Square?
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Well,
Google really gives the image for
it
your
really
entire
does.
city. It's beautiful.
so, but if you Google, this is in New Hampshire, Londonderry, okay?
Londonderry, New
Here's
Hampshire.
the Google picture.
Are you kidding me?
And it's been up for years.
The bridesmaids are
Uh-huh.
holding shotguns?
No, that's an AK.
Oh,
next
that's an
to 'em.
AK-47.
Yeah,
Who's
so-
the guy?
I think he's the mayor or something.
Oh my gosh, and that's his daughter. That's right. I remember this.
Right, and so they've been trying to get this Google image off, maybe show some maple syrup being made or something.
Something with trees,
But
yeah.
that's what they've been stuck with for like 5 years.
I love the bridesmaid with the AK-47. That is so incredibly troubling.
That's shocking way, right? That's right.
That's so hideous.
All right,
I'm
so-
really sorry, guys.
All right.
Well, coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking about Women's Day. I'm really excited to hear
Yeah.
more about it. But that'll be coming up in just a few minutes here on the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GephartDaily.com. Merit Medical. Why work for fast food wages when you can start at Merit for a whole lot more? Merit Medical. Great products, great people, a great company. Learn more at merit.com/careers. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com.
Todd and Erin, Morning Stream, GephartDaily.com. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
If you're on Facebook Live with us, welcome. If you've never heard the Todd and Erin show before, maybe you didn't listen to us on the radio, but we're really glad that you're here now. But there was a lot of questions I guess I hadn't expected because
On Facebook,
some people
yeah.
have followed for so long. I
Hang
guess
on.
I assumed everybody was sick of.
All right, so this one, it says, are you guys married? Yeah, 20 years.
20 years this last month, as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
this
wedded bliss.
No, it's nice though. One girl asked, "Are you really as mad as you look like you are when you give him that face?" About 50% of the time. Yeah, he's gonna pay for it later.
This one is interesting. Someone has noticed like hand movements that are abnormal.
Oh yeah, when we're doing this thing.
So,
mhm.
so we did radio for 20 years, and you learn to communicate with each other, and
Non-verbally, so-
even though they can't see you, so you can do hand signals. Okay, here's some of the ones she was wondering. What's this mean?
Wrap it up,
This-
move
this.
it on, move it along.
So if you're there with a guest inside the studio and you're facing them, kind of look at Erin and give him one of these.
Wrap it up. Let's get this going. Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Keep talking.
This is just and that especially happens like if your screen has gone dead and you're trying to find the rest of the story, and I'll tell Todd, draw it out. Keep
Or
going.
I have to cough, or I have to go in the other room and grab something that I forgot. Keep talking,
Mm-hmm.
which is not something you want to do with Erin. But let's move on. Erin, if we were interviewing someone, stop it.
Angry face again. This
Only
time part of the other 50%.
50.
Yeah.
And when we're interviewing someone, they're sitting right there, and we're looking at them, and Erin has a question to ask.
Then I'll squeeze his leg like this, or
Right.
he'll squeeze my arm if he wants to say something next.
If we're standing, it's her butt. That's just me. It's
What is
technique.
wrong with you?
It's just technique.
What is? You're an
All right,
idiot.
here's the best one.
Always.
So Erin's on one mic, I'm on another. We're kind of across the room from each other, and you put your hands up and go, I don't what's
I have
going
no
on?
idea what's
No
happening
idea.
right now.
So that's the
we'll hear
international
something
signal.
random audio. I don't even know. Yeah.
So Women's Day, International Women's Day.
This is a really intense thing for me. And Malia, of course, who's that amazing little girl from Afghanistan, she was talking about do not wait for somebody else to stand up and speak for you. This is your time to change the world. And, she was one of the most incredibly courageous children I've ever. As a woman, I don't know if I'd be as courageous as she was to face down some of the extremists in our own
Taliban?
country. Yeah, and demand a right to education. But today what they're asking is that if you can stay home and not shop, they want to show the economic impact of women across the country.
Day without women.
Exactly. So that means that, the financial economic impact of not having you there or not having you in the workplace. As a matter of fact, Bill Gephardt, they did ask, what do you think here? And he goes, if you guys want to go do it, I'll support you because I don't feel like I can say no.
Well, here's
Also,
some of the
he's got
footage.
a wife you don't mess with.
Here's some of
so.
the footage of the Women's March.
This was so inspiring. I wished you'd been with me that day. This was the march on Capitol Hill here in Utah, and that was on the first day of the legislature. And we were standing there, and Richard's filming down State Street, and there's this flood of people coming at us, women and children and dogs and families. And I was really touched at how many older couples there were.
I know.
And it was really moving to me to see this, and so much passion, so many different speeches, and you sit there and you hear the strength of women and what they mean and what they want for this country,
Right.
and it makes me
So
wonder
a day without women.
why I'm here. Why didn't I honor this? What is wrong with me? What kind of message am I sending to my 6-year-old Zoe if I'm not following in this path?
What are you saying?
I'm leaving. Where are my keys?
Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Welcome to your first day. We will not go away.
I believe the government of the people, for the people, and by the people just perished from this earth and has been replaced by a government that people have to buy.
The idea that my daughter might not be afforded the same things in life as my son was just something I couldn't stand for.
I believe in equality. It's very obvious that women don't get the same respect as men do. They never really have.
Planned Parenthood provides health care for low-income women and men, and we can't just pull the rug out from under them.
Governor Herbert is here. I saw him this morning. The House, led by Greg Hughes, is right there. The Senate is right over there. We are going to stand and make more noise than has ever been made in the history of this building.
Living in such a red state is difficult, and in a way I think this is a coming out for a lot of people here who feel like they're living next to people who are okay with what Trump is saying. And so for us to be here and to connect with other people who realize that it's not okay, it's not normal, I think that this is fantastic.
To me, this is about the future. It's about being able to have females that are not scared to stand up for themselves, that they can walk in the streets.
This sends a very clear message that Utahns want respect and some equality for everybody.
This isn't just for women, it's for everyone. Everyone who doesn't have a voice needs to be out here.
Listen good, because I think today the people of Utah have spoken very loudly.
Erin, you should be in here. You could see this great video. Well, I'm alone. How dangerous is that? I did not know that. Let's do that. I did not know that. Erin, I need a ride home, by the way. I did not know that. Unless food is mixed with saliva, you won't be able to taste it. Right? Did not know that. Average person falls asleep in 7 minutes. In what crazy world does that ever happen? Obviously, they don't have children. Lemons. Lemons contain more sugar than strawberries. Did you know that? Erin, seriously, I'm going to need a ride. I support women. You are an incredible woman of strength and knowledge. But did you know the Hawaiian alphabet only has 13 letters? Is she gone? All right, cats. Rabbits. Rabbits like licorice. How would you find that out? How would you know? And what about cats? You know that cats have 32 muscles in each ear. I don't know why. Eating celery. This is interesting. Eating celery uses more calories than it gives you. Erin, I'm talking about celery. Not sure she likes celery anyway. And okay, so celery. If you actually dropped into a celery field and were locked in there, you would starve to death with all that. So, Erin, did she leave? She did? Hey, Richard, can I get a ride home? I got it. I'm all set now. All right, so I don't know what to do, so guys, can you give me the dancing dude? And we'll wrap this thing up alone on Todd Morning Stream. Give her daily. Todd Erin Morning Stream at GetPartDaily.com. I'm going to go find out where Erin went. Okay, we'll see you. See you tomorrow.